Let me ask you something. Have you ever felt like life is putting you on hold? You're doing everything right, working hard, pushing forward, but no doors seem to open. It's frustrating, right? You start questioning everything. Why isn't this happening for me? Why is it taking so long? But listen carefully. Delayed doesn't mean denied. Sometimes the waiting season is the most powerful season of your life. What if this isn't a roadblock? What if this is a lesson? What if waiting is exactly what you need? Delays are not denials. Just because it hasn't happened yet doesn't mean it won't happen. We live in a world that thrives on speed, instant results, immediate rewards, but life doesn't work that way. The most valuable things, the things that truly matter, take time. When you don't see progress, when you feel like nothing is moving, it's easy to doubt. It's easy to question everything. But let me tell you something. Just because the door hasn't opened yet doesn't mean it's locked. Some of the greatest successes, the biggest breakthroughs, the most life-changing moments come after long seasons of waiting. You don't plant a seed today and expect a tree tomorrow. It takes time. It takes patience. It takes trust in the process. Think about the times in your life when you wanted something so badly, but it didn't happen when you thought it should. Maybe you felt rejected. Maybe you felt overlooked. Maybe you felt like life was telling you no. But what if it wasn't a no? What if it was a not yet? What if you weren't being denied, just being prepared? Sometimes the thing we're asking for requires us to grow into the person who can handle it. A delay doesn't mean you're not worthy. It doesn't mean you're forgotten. It doesn't mean you've failed. It means you're in process. It means there are things being aligned that you can't even see yet. Because if the opportunity arrives before you're ready, it won't last. If the success comes before the foundation is built, it will crumble. So stop measuring your progress by how fast things happen. Stop assuming that just because it's taking time, it's not meant for you. Some of the most powerful, unstoppable, unshakable people in history had to wait. They had to push through rejection. They had to endure closed doors. They had to trust that every delay was leading them towards something greater. And it did. So if you're in a season of waiting, don't get discouraged. Don't quit. Don't assume that just because it's taking longer than you expected, it's never going to happen. Because the truth is, your delay is not your denial. Your waiting is not your punishment. It's your preparation. It's your refinement. It's your moment to grow so that when the opportunity finally comes, you don't just step into it, you dominate it. Stay patient, stay strong, stay focused, because just because it hasn't happened yet doesn't mean it won't. The waiting season is your training ground. It prepares you for the blessing. Most people hate waiting. They see it as wasted time, as a delay, as a setback. But what if waiting isn't holding you back? What if it's setting you up? What if the very thing you're frustrated about is the thing that's making you stronger? Think about an athlete training for a championship. They don't wake up one day and step onto the field expecting to win. They spend months, sometimes years, conditioning their body, sharpening their skills, and preparing their mind. Because when the moment comes, they can't afford to be unprepared. And the same goes for you. You want the promotion, you want the breakthrough, you want the success. But are you ready for it? Can you handle the pressure that comes with it? Can you sustain it once you get it? The answer is no. Then the waiting season is your greatest gift. It's giving you time to grow. It's shaping your mindset, strengthening your character, and refining your vision. Because if you rush into something before you're ready, it won't last. You might get the opportunity, but you won't be able to keep it. You might get the relationship, but you won't know how to nurture it. You might get the success, but you won't have the discipline to maintain it. That's why this season matters. That's why you can't skip this part. Every struggle, every setback, every closed door is part of the training. It's teaching you resilience. It's building your patience. It's forcing you to dig deeper than ever before, because when the blessing finally comes, you won't just receive it, you'll be ready to handle it. So don't despise the waiting. Don't fight the process. Embrace it, use it, grow through it, because the person you become in this season is the person who will sustain the success in the next. And when the moment finally arrives, you won't just step into it, you'll dominate it. Frustration is a sign of growth. If you feel stuck, it means you're being stretched for something greater. Most people think frustration is a problem. They see it as a sign that something is wrong, that they're failing, that they're not good enough. But what if frustration is actually proof that you're evolving? What if it's the very thing pushing you to the next level? Because think about it. When do you feel the most frustrated? It's not when you're stagnant. It's not when you're settling. It's when you're reaching for something bigger. It's when you're pushing beyond your limits stretching beyond your comfort zone, trying to break through to the next level. And that's where growth happens. Frustration means you're expanding. It means you're developing new skills, new perspectives, new ways of thinking. It means you're in transition, shifting from who you were into who you're meant to be. And transition is never easy. It's uncomfortable. It's exhausting. It makes you question yourself. It makes you wonder if you should just stop, if you should just go back to what's familiar, what's easy, what's safe. But deep down, you know you can't, because you've come too far. You've fought too hard. And you know there's something greater waiting on the other side of this challenge. So don't run from frustration. Don't let it discourage you. Use it. Let it fuel you. Let it sharpen your focus, strengthen your resolve, and push you forward, because frustration isn't a wall, it's a doorway. And if you keep going, if you keep pushing, you'll break through. And when you do, you'll look back and realize that every struggle, every setback, every moment of doubt was shaping you for something greater. So if you feel frustrated right now, good. It means you're growing. It means you're leveling up. It means you're right where you need to be. Now keep going. Patience creates strength. Deep roots take time to grow. But in a world that moves fast, we've been conditioned to believe that slow is weak, that waiting means we're falling behind, that if we're not seeing instant results, something is wrong. But nature doesn't work that way. A mighty oak tree doesn't shoot up overnight. It spends years growing its roots deep into the earth before it ever reaches for the sky. Because if the roots aren't strong, the tree won't stand when the storm comes. And the same is true for you. Strength isn't built in a moment. It's built in the waiting. It's built in the struggle. It's built when you keep showing up day after day, even when nothing seems to be changing, even when it feels like you're not making progress, even when you wonder if all this effort is even worth it. That's where true strength is formed. Because patience isn't just about waiting. It's about enduring. It's about trusting. It's about holding your ground when everything in you wants to quit. And the longer you hold on, the stronger you become. Most people give up too soon. They pull their roots out of the ground before they've had a chance to grow. They walk away from something incredible because they couldn't see the growth happening beneath the surface. But the ones who hold on, the ones who stay planted, they're the ones who rise. They're the ones who stand tall when others fall. They're the ones who don't just survive the storm, they thrive in it. Because their strength wasn't built in comfort, it was built in patience. So if it's taking longer than you expected, don't lose faith. Something is growing inside of you, something unshakable, something unstoppable. And when the time is right, you won't just rise, you'll be unbreakable. Your mindset in the waiting period determines your future. Stay positive and use the time wisely. Waiting isn't easy. It tests you. It makes you question yourself. It makes you wonder if what you're working for will ever happen. But the truth is, waiting is never just about time passing. It's about what you do while you wait. It's about how you think, how you grow, how you prepare for what's coming next. Because two people can go through the same delay but come out with completely different results. One spends the time complaining, doubting, losing faith. The other spends the time learning, improving, building themselves up. And when the opportunity finally comes, guess who's ready? The person who didn't waste the waiting season. Because waiting is never wasted when you use it right. It's a time to sharpen your skills, a time to strengthen your mind, a time to work on yourself so that when the door finally opens, you can walk through it with confidence. But if you let negativity take over, if you let frustration consume you, you'll miss the lessons that are shaping you. You'll miss the growth that's happening inside you. You'll miss the chance to become the person who's ready for the next level. So shift your mindset. See the waiting period as an opportunity, not a punishment. See it as a chance to develop resilience, to build patience, to prove to yourself that you won't quit just because things aren't happening on your timeline. Because if you can stay positive in the waiting season, if you can use the time wisely, you'll step into your future stronger, sharper, and more prepared than ever before. And when the moment comes, you won't just be ready for it, you'll own it. Trust that the delay has a purpose. There's a reason for the wait, even if you don't see it now. It's easy to get frustrated when things don't happen on your schedule. You put in the effort, you do the work, and yet the breakthrough hasn't come. It feels like time is slipping away, like you're being overlooked, like nothing is moving forward. But what if the delay isn't working against you? What if it's working for you? What if the very thing you see as a setback is actually a setup for something greater? Because timing matters, and just because you're ready for it doesn't mean it's ready for you. Sometimes there are pieces being moved behind the scenes that you can't see yet. Sometimes the opportunity you want isn't fully prepared Sometimes you need to grow a little more, stretch a little further, strengthen a little deeper before you can step into what's meant for you. And if you rush the process, you risk stepping into something you're not equipped to handle. Success before preparation leads to failure. A blessing before its time can feel like a burden. That's why the wait matters, because what's coming is bigger than you realize. And if you trust the delay, if you lean into the process instead of fighting it, you'll come out stronger, you'll come out wiser, you'll come out ready. So stop thinking of the wait as wasted time. It's not a punishment, it's a preparation. It's shaping you in ways you won't understand until later. And one day you'll look back and realize that the delay wasn't holding you back, it was setting you up for something greater than you ever imagined. Action while waiting changes everything. Don't just wait, prepare, learn, improve. Most people see waiting as wasted time. They sit still, hoping, wishing, wondering when things will change. But waiting doesn't mean doing nothing. Waiting is the perfect time to grow, to sharpen your skills, to become the person who's ready for what's next. Because when the opportunity comes, it won't wait for you to catch up. You have to be ready to step into it. And that doesn't happen by accident. It happens by preparing in the unseen moments, by putting in the work when no one is watching, by developing the mindset, the discipline, the resilience needed to handle what's ahead. You say you're waiting for success. Are you building the habits that will sustain it? You say you're waiting for an opportunity. Are you improving your skills so you're ready when it arrives? You say you're waiting for the right moment. Are you becoming the person who can handle it when it comes? Because doors don't open for people who wait passively. They open for those who are prepared, those who have done the work, those who didn't just sit back and hope, but took action every single day. And when you live that way, the waiting season stops feeling like a delay. It starts feeling like a training ground, a time to build, to grow, to develop the strength you'll need for the next level. So don't waste this time. Take action, learn something new. Improve your skills, train your mind, because when the moment finally comes, you won't just step into it, you'll dominate it. Let go of the need for control. The best things happen when we trust the process. We want certainty. We want to know exactly how things will unfold, exactly when they will happen, exactly what the outcome will be. But life doesn't work that way. No matter how much you plan, no matter how hard you try to control every detail, there will always be things outside your grasp. And the more you fight for control, the more frustrated you become, because control is an illusion. You weren't meant to carry the weight of knowing everything. You weren't meant to micromanage every step of your journey. You were meant to move forward with faith, to take action where you can, and to trust the rest to unfold as it's meant to. Because some of the greatest moments in life happen when we let go, when we release the need to force things to happen on our timeline, when we stop trying to manipulate outcomes and instead allow things to fall into place. Think about the times in your life when things didn't go the way you planned, yet somehow they turned out better than you imagined. Think about the moments when a door closed and at the time it felt like a loss, only to realize later that it was redirecting you to something greater. This is what happens when you trust the process. You stop wasting energy on fear and doubt. You stop carrying the stress of trying to figure out every little detail. You move forward with confidence, knowing that what's meant for you will come, not because you controlled it, not because you forced it, but because you allowed it to unfold in the right way at the right time. So breathe, let go of the need to know everything, take action where you can, and then trust. Because the best things in life don't come from control, they come from surrender. When it's time, nothing can stop it. Stay the course and your opportunity will come. You don't have to force it, you don't have to chase it. What's meant for you is already in motion. You may not see it yet, you may not feel like things are happening, but every step you take, every bit of effort you put in, every moment of patience is bringing you closer, because timing matters. A seed doesn't grow the moment it's planted. It takes time to break through the soil. It takes time to strengthen its roots. And then when the conditions are right, it rises. Your journey is no different. The work you're doing right now, the sacrifices you're making, the lessons you're learning, it's all leading somewhere. And when the moment is right, the opportunity will appear, the doors will open, the breakthrough will happen, and nothing will be able to stop it. Not doubt, not fear, not obstacles. Because when it's your time, everything will align in ways you never expected. So don't let frustration make you quit. Don't let impatience make you walk away. Stay the course. Keep showing up. Keep believing. Because when it's time, nothing, absolutely nothing will be able to hold you back. Your breakthrough is coming. Stay ready. The waiting isn't wasted. It's setting you up for success. I know it's hard to wait. I know it's frustrating to put in the work, to stay disciplined, to keep believing when nothing seems to be changing. But just because you don't see movement doesn't mean nothing is happening. Just because you don't have the results yet doesn't mean they aren't on the way. Some of the greatest things in life take time to develop, not because they're being denied to you, but because you're being prepared for them. Because success isn't just about getting what you want, it's about being ready to handle it when it comes. What good is an opportunity if you're not prepared to seize it? What good is a blessing if you don't have the wisdom to sustain it? That's what the waiting season is for. It's shaping you, it's refining you, it's strengthening you in ways you may not even realize. Every challenge, every setback, every delay, it's all part of your preparation. So don't waste this time wishing it away. Don't let impatience make you step out too soon. Use this season to grow. Use it to sharpen your skills. Use it to build the discipline and resilience you'll need when your moment arrives, because when your breakthrough comes, you won't have time to get ready. You'll need to already be ready. And if you stay the course, if you keep pushing forward, if you refuse to give up, you'll look back one day and realize that every second of waiting was worth it. Because it wasn't holding you back, it was setting you up for something greater than you ever imagined. So keep going, keep believing, keep preparing, because your breakthrough isn't just coming, it's already on its way. And when the moment arrives, you'll step into it with confidence, with strength, with the wisdom to make the most of it, not because you got lucky, not because it just happened, but because you stayed ready. And when you stay ready, success isn't a matter of if, it's only a matter of when.